Shalom. Welcome to the Messianic Hour with Rabbi Scott Sekulow. The Messianic Hour is a program designed to give you insight into the Jewish roots of your faith. Rabbi Scott is also here to answer your questions and help you gain a deeper understanding of Bible prophecy. And now, here's your host, Rabbi Scott Sekulow.
Shalom and welcome to another edition of the Messianic Hour. I'm your host, Rabbi Scott. The show is dedicated to reaching the lost and educating the found. And I'm so glad you're with us today. I'm here with my wife, Judy, as she was out of town last week and taking care of some family business down in Savannah. And she's back now. And we had a great time without her, but I definitely did miss her.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I thank you. And but we have a great, we mentioned last week that we have started our Roku channel, and it's the Messianic channel, and we have had such an unbelievable response. Matter of fact, the people that we signed up with who've done most of the Christian stations on Roku said we're in the top 10% fastest growing stations they've had. Have only been on less than a week, and we have almost 2,000 people who have subscribed to our channel. Now, our channel's free, doesn't cost anything to watch, though we are a listener-supported show. If you want to support this great outreach, I want to encourage you to. We're already reaching not only the United States, Canada, Argentina, Brazil, China, the UK, let's see, I'm trying to take these off of memory, into Saudi Arabia. We don't know who's watching us there, but we're glad you're watching us. And just all other countries. It's amazing. Australia, Austria as well. God has just been using this. It's taken off faster than we thought. We're working to get even more stuff on it, but we can use your support as well. If you want to receive a blessing, you can go to our website, rabbiscott.com, and support this work that we're doing. The Messianic channel will have a website up, hopefully in the next week. It'll be messianicchannel.tv, so you can check that out as well. We got a lot of great things going on for it. And, it's just amazing to see what's going on. If you want to, you can watch there. We're going to be eventually adding live streaming. We're going to add different things to it as well, different teachings. So it's going to be a great opportunity. If you don't have a little Roku box, or Roku, however you want to say it, go check out any major big box store. Amazon, all sell it. Gives you great alternative to the cable. A lot less expensive. Many of the stations are no charge, and you can watch what we're doing right here as well. We got a great show in store from Judy. Why don't you give a little tease of what's coming up in the first segment?
Well, we're on Genesis 32 through 33, and we're talking about who Jacob wrestled with.
That's right.
What does it really mean?
Who did Jacob wrestle with? And it's going to be an exciting time. There's a lot going on in the world. Our prayers go out for those who are in Boston recovering from this event. How that affects us, we're going to see what's going on around the world. We need to keep God in the forefront, and sharing the love of Yeshua is a great way to do it. When we get back, we're going to be looking at the wrestler who wrestled with Jacob. You're not going to miss this. Again, you're listening to the Messianic Hour. Go to our website, rabbiscott.com. Sign up for our newsletter. You get a free gift, a book, I Have a Friend Who's Jewish to You, and a prophecy card where the 70 key prophecies, where they're found in the Torah and where they're fulfilled in the renewed covenant. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Messianic Hour. I'm Judy Sekulow, and glad that you're listening and watching us today as we move on to Genesis 33 through 36. That's the chapters that we're going to be focusing on, but we're really going to focus on two major places this time. There's a lot going on in these chapters. We've got the drama of the reunion between Jacob and Esau. You've got a wrestling match in here.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Really?
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Okay. You've got the death of Rachel. You've got the rape of Dinah. You've got the genealogy of Esau. Your head's kind of spinning by the time you get done with all of this. There's a whole lot to take in. But what our focus is on this is actually finding Messiah, finding Yeshua in these Torah portions. And we're actually going to be able to find a revelation of Yeshua in the names of two places that are mentioned in these chapters. And that's what we're going to kind of be focusing on today. Right. And we really know kind of one of the most dramatic things in these chapters is the wrestling match. Right. And it's Jacob wrestling with an angel.
Right. And Judy, we have to realize that there's basically 3 or 4 main things. We have to figure out what kind of angel this is. This is not your ordinary angel. Because according to Hebrews chapter 1, verse 14, we're talking about angels, regular angels, all of them are ministering spirits sent out to render service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation. But yet, this angel's a little different. Yeah. This angel is going to be wrestling with Jacob and really gives us a totally different, either this is a totally different kind of angel,
a new one that could be introduced. That is a possibility.
Or it's not an angel. It's something even greater.
And this one we see that he's really not ministering to Jacob. I don't think wrestling would be considered ministering.
I don't know. Some people worship it, so I don't know.
But it's really, there's a demand for Jacob to obey.
Right.
And that, that's kind of a different take on what we've seen.
Well, so, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What we've seen in the mission of an angel.
Right. And we've seen angels all throughout the Torah. They're not uncommon. People recognize angels, but yet this angel's afraid of the light.
Right.
That's another thing that makes this angel a little different. Here's an angel that doesn't want to be seen by the light. Which doesn't make sense because we know the angels walked with when he met Abraham, there were 2 angels there. We see angels all the time. Why can't this one not see light?
Well, and the thing that we have to remember, because of the society we live in, when it gets dark out, there's street lights, there's lights from parking lots, right. There's lights from stores, there's all this light that's around us all the time. But not back then. It was the middle of the night. It was pitch dark.
Right. And if it was cloudy out, there's no moon.
That's right.
So it wasn't like he could see who necessarily he was wrestling. He knew there was a body there, but if you've ever gone into a dark room, turned all the lights out, you don't know who someone standing next to you is. And that's really what we see here. So we see this wrestling match that takes place, and it's really interesting how this all comes together because, again, the angel did not want to be seen by Jacob. Again, why can't there's nothing in the scripture, in the Torah, that tells us that we can't see the face of an angel. It's the face of God we can't see.
So we have 2 things that don't necessarily line up so far with our understanding of angels. One is that this really wasn't a ministering spirit, and the second one is that it was afraid to be seen.
Right.
So, but I think there's a couple of others here.
There are. So why don't you bring up the next point?
Well, there's the other one is that usually this angel is insisting that Jacob lets him go. Right, but right. What does Jacob say? Because if Jacob let him go, he could leave.
Right.
But what does Jacob say? Jacob says, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Well, a regular angel may deliver God's blessings to people, but this was different. Jacob somehow knows or senses that this angel can give him a blessing, not deliver a blessing, but give him a blessing.
And Judy, one thing we noticed too is the angel at one point touches his side and literally puts his pretty much his leg out of joint. Mm-hmm. But yet Jacob would not let go. He knew there was something. This was not your ordinary person. Let's face it. If someone was able to do that, you have been so much pain. You have let gone, but yet he held on. And that's important to realize, too.
And there's really interesting, there's a Rabbi Nasi who gives really this interesting argument, so to speak, in regards to chapter 48, where Jacob is blessing his sons. Right. And what he's saying there of chapter 48:15 is, the God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long to this day, the angel which redeemed me from evil, bless the lads. So he really goes, and then he goes on to say that one can perceive without any great amount of learning that he who is to bless the lads is none other than the Redeemer, who is called God.
Right.
So really what we have this rabbi suggesting is that blessings can only come from God.
Right. Angels cannot bless. Only God can. Again, these are things that are leading to a set point. Was this an ordinary angel? So far, the answer is no. Then could it be the angel of the Lord? Who is the angel of the Lord? No other than Messiah. And that's what we're seeing take place here, is we're seeing our Messiah in this story and that he's wrestling with him.
And then we have a fourth piece of evidence that will really kind of support our viewpoint that Jacob was wrestling with Messiah versus just an angel sent. And that's really with his name change.
Yeah, very interesting.
We know that he changes his name from Jacob to Israel.
Right.
And he says, for you have striven with men and with God and have prevailed. Now, we know up until this point in time, there had been a lot of strife in Jacob's life.
Right.
He didn't get to marry his first love. He had to marry the sister. Then he had to work
he had to
longer.
work all those years.
Right.
For a father-in-law. Have you ever worked for in-laws? They're not fun sometimes. I've done it. It's true. Not your father, my father.
That's your own father. That's
Well,
that's not an
It's
in-law.
related. People related. It's not easy. Trust me.
Okay,
Go
just all right. Anyway, but he had, and then the whole thing with the lambs,
Right.
and the color, spotted, white, etc. He had just had a lot of stuff to overcome in his life, and now we see that he's had this wrestling match,
Right.
and he's wrestling with God, and he overcame that also. And it's really interesting, this new name is a striver of God.
Exactly. And Judy, and you see it's some of the other words to do is it's to exert much effort or energy to endeavor, to struggle or to fight forcefully. And if you think about this, there's a couple ideas of what the name Israel means. One idea means Prince of God, which of course that's a pretty good title. Mm-hmm. But when we look at it from the land and from a people's point of view, really to say that we've struggled, we've strived to really, we've exerted great effort and energy to be with God. And look what our people have gone through the centuries for that. And yet through this all, our God gave us the ultimate salvation, our Messiah, so that we can be pulled through. And this is where we see that. So while we see the name could be Prince of God, we really see the idea of it becoming really striver for God.
And it's really something good that the angel is calling him here. Again, going back and saying, you've encountered many problems, many difficulties, but you've prevailed and you've been granted victory in that.
Right. But another thing we have to understand too, so we've kind of laid the groundworks on this point, but here's the question, Judy. Does this actually show us that this angel was no other than the Messiah? Let's look at it. The struggle happened. You were talking about that. The light's starting to come up. You're starting to see things. And he sees enough to know that this angel is not the ordinary angel. It's a divine angel. And he names the place what? Pen-el. I saw the what? Face of God and lived. How can we see no other than the face of God? He doesn't call this an angel. No one in Scripture, nowhere do we see that God rebukes him and says, no, you got it wrong. He struggled with God. What is the only face of God that we can see and live? We can't see the divine face of God, but the Messiah's face we can see and live. And that's what we see here is this pre-incarnate image of our Messiah who died for our sins and who struggled with man. I mean, it's such a beautiful picture here. I was thinking to myself, this is a great sermon here because you really see that combination of how it all comes together. And that's really the focus of this is that where does the blessing come from? No other than God.
And we know that the angel accepted this name, so that just gives us further proof that, that this is who he wrestled with.
Right. Great topic. I hope you got a lot of it. If you want to hear it again, see it again, go to our iPods, your Androids, check it out. But also check out on the Roku station, the Messianic channel. It's our new channel. We just launched there. Check it out. Soon will be the Messianic channel or Messianic channel TV. You'll be able to watch there as well what we have on Roku if you don't have a box. But I encourage you to go get that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Messianic Hour. I'm your host, Rabbi Scott. The show is dedicated to reaching the lost and educating the found. I really want to encourage you. We've just launched our Roku station. It's called Messianic Channel, and it's the Messianic Channel. You can go to your Roku box, search that. You'll pull it right up. The soon-to-be launched website will be messianicchannel.tv. You can also go do .com. We'll have all those so that you'll be able to go right to it. But this is allowing us to reach literally millions and millions of people. In the first week alone, we've had over 2,000 people who have signed up for our channel. Again, it's a free channel, doesn't cost anything, but we're reaching people around the world. Saudi Arabia, the Ukraine, just country after country is tuning into the show. It is amazing to see the response. And you can help us share the good news. Go to our website, rabbiscott.com, and click on the support button. Help us to reach the lost and educate the found. We're already getting people who have emailed us who are loving it. If you're listening or watching, go check out our website, again, rabbiscott.com. You can also sign up for our newsletter. You get a free gift. I have a friend who's Jewish to you, and the prophecy card. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. It's Rabbi_Scott. So check that out, and Facebook and YouTube and Vimeo and Cross TV as well. So we have a lot of different places for you to check us out and see what's going on. And we want to hear from you. You know, Judy, in just a few weeks, we're going to Israel.
Don't remind me.
I'm excited.
I know, but we have so much going on. We have
do.
Shavuot. We're still counting the Omer.
Yes.
Well, you know, we're a little over halfway now. So, and then we've got our Shavuot service on May 15th. If you're in the Atlanta area, please come join us. That's a Wednesday, May 15th, yes. Wednesday at 11 a.m. We're going to have our Shavuot service. We're also going to have our mikveh open and up. So if you would like to be
and for those
baptized.
That's about to say, if you don't know what a mikveh is, I figured you would. That's the Hebrew word for what we now call
immersion.
Baptism.
And an immersion.
Right.
So we're going to have that, and then
we do it the biblical way. You actually go in and you dunk yourself. You go in where there's witnesses, and you have that opportunity.
And we have on the 18th, you know, February weather did not cooperate with us this year at all for our Purim carnival. We usually have a carnival every Purim. We have a cookout. We have inflatables. We have carnival games. Well, we just didn't want to be outside in 20-degree weather.
It was a little cold that time.
It was a little cold. We tried 2 weekends. It didn't work. So we're actually calling it the Start of Summer Bash. So we're having a big outdoor carnival around our building, inflatables, games, prizes, another cookout that evening.
Right. We like to feed people.
We do that a lot around here. We really do. And we've got that. Then we, as you were saying, we have our daughter's bat mitzvah, and then we have.
And people will be able to watch that online. They can live stream it.
Tell her that. You'll freak her out.
I'm not freaking. She's not here. She doesn't listen to the show. It's okay.
Yeah, well. And then, yes, we go to Israel, and, you know, we personally have a horse show thrown in there, too. That's so it's not like if we're not crazy enough with everything else going on.
And then, we haven't announced this yet.
Oh, don't do that yet.
In July.
A special announcement coming. You're not doing it yet.
Can I give him a teaser?
No, you may not. We're not ready. No.
Okay.
No.
She's not letting me, but let me give him a hint.
No. There's a special announcement coming in July. Period. End of story.
If you want to know what it is.
Stop it.
Hold on. If you want to know what it is first, go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. You'll hear it, but it's a great.
Or our Facebook group.
Or our Facebook. It's a really great.
Don't
we
you
haven't
do it.
had this in years.
Stop it.
All right. So.
No.
I've dropped it. Okay.
Thank you.
But I'm excited about it.
I can tell you're excited. It doesn't take much to get you excited about certain things. So, no.
But
yes,
we got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're sharing the gospel. We're literally spreading the word around the world. It's amazing through this radio show, through our online live streaming of our weekly Shabbat service. If you don't have a place to worship, you want to know more about your Jewish roots, tune in. You can go to bethadonai.com and you can link right into our live service. RabbiScott.com has a link to it. but it's a great way to learn about your Jewish roots. I just had a gentleman who had from North Carolina, not North Carolina, from Alabama and Louisiana. He's right there on the border. And he emailed us, said we've been watching, had a question. I answered. He goes, am I really getting an answer right from the rabbi? I said, yes, I actually answered the emails. So we had a great opportunity. Really want to encourage you, tune in, tell your friends, especially if they have a Roku box, to check us out, add us, like us, give us those positive ratings. We're doing a lot of changes. We're kind of taking the ministry up to the next level. So if you have any ideas, we would love to hear from you too. But we're going to be adding more teachings, more quality stuff. We're looking right down the road to add live streaming as a video as well as a video on demand as well to that station.
Oh, to the Roku.
To the Roku. So it's great. And we also already have that via our website already. It has a live chat room. You can text and you can chat right in there, ask questions. We have a lot of fun with it. Check it out, RabbiScott.com. You go over to Beth Adonai for more information. Now, Judy, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Mm-hmm. We've had attacks here in the United States, something that hasn't happened in years. But, and this is something that Israel is very used to, unfortunately. And I think that what we've seen here with these attacks is we're kind of getting a taste of what Israel goes through. And that's why we had to pray for Israel. And that's why, they put up those borders, they put up the walls so that protects people. We're going to Israel. We're taking our daughter. We obviously feel very safe there. But one of the reasons why is because Israel has protected its borders and has allowed them to be able to do these things so that they don't have these problems. But it's really important to understand that this is what Israel deals with on a day-to-day basis. These groups go out and they don't attack the military. They're going after those who are on earth, the civilians in Israel, and that is really a problem that we see. But we know that Israel has overcome it, and so will we. We will become stronger through these events. But we need to take note and be prepared. If you ever see a package around, you need to make sure you don't go near it. I remember in Israel when I was on my first teen trip, one of our members had left a camera bag on top of a car. We were loading up, and it literally, it didn't take one block before that person realized it. We made a U-turn, less than 3 minutes. They had already called the bomb squad to come have the bag removed. That's how serious they take it. It's a new day and night here in the States. It
is, and it just means we have to be ever vigilant. There's so much out there, end time prophecy fulfilled, this, that, the other. But what we have to keep in mind is it's good to hear it, it's good to be aware of it, but don't get so caught up in it that it's so all-consuming.
Right.
Our focus needs to be living day in, day out, consistent, being a witness, sowing your seeds, telling people as appropriate about Messiah. I really don't think scaring them, the world is coming to an end, is going to work. You need to reveal a need. What has Messiah done for you? How has he fulfilled that hole in your heart?
Where you have your security is through him. And that's really what we need to focus in on. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this show. We've been airing this show now since July 7th, 2007. Why we've now launched, our iTunes account. We now have podcasting going on, our apps. This is how people are learning, and our YouTube videos, our Vimeo, all this is how people are getting knowledge, and we want to be on that forefront. We were the first Messianic congregation to have their own app. We're the first, Messianic group to have their own Roku channel. This is what we're reaching out. We're trying to be on that cutting edge so that we can literally share the gospel around the world, and that's what our focus is on sharing his love of Messiah to both Jew and Gentile. I want to encourage you again, get involved with us. Now more than ever, we need you to stand with us as we stand with Israel. You can go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. You get a free gift, the book, Prophecy, and a prophecy card. Also, while you're there, if you really want to bless, it's a great way to bless Israel. Plant a tree in Israel. We do it through our ministry. It's a love gift of $25. You get a beautiful certificate, and Israel gets blessed as well as a tree is planted in the memory of honor of a special event in your life. And what a great way to fulfill prophecy and see how the land will grow and blossom. When we're in Israel, we're going to be planting trees ourselves. It's a great way to bless the land. So I want to encourage you, go to the website, rabbiscott.com. Remember to join us and partner with us. Until next week, this is Rabbi Scott
and Judy
saying shalom and pray for the peace of Jerusalem.